that you've heard from thus far and that you will still hear from. And I'm going to try to keep my remarks pretty short so you can hear from more of them. But I want to thank each of you for making the sacrifice to be here today. It means a lot to our Second Amendment rights. It's the people that make the sacrifices that make the difference. So thank you. We are currently engaged in a serious battle for our Second Amendment and other constitutional rights. The stakes are very high right now, and so we must be vigilant. I'd like to talk for just a few minutes about how we can fight this battle with maximum effectiveness. And normally, I'm privileged to be learning and teaching about how to defend oneself with a firearm or martial arts. But the most important weapon for us to develop in this battle is our ability to persuade. One of the greatest challenges that we face in this is our own passionate support for the Second Amendment. Now you might be thinking, what in the world is this guy talking about? So please allow me to explain. I want you to think back to when you first heard Beto O'Rourke proclaim, quote, "We are going to take your AR-15, your AK-47, unquote." How did you feel? What did you think? In the heat of the moment, what would you have said to his face?
Come get it. Come and take them.
If you feel as passionately about the Second Amendment as I do, you were probably thinking in Greek, molon lave. It is normal and natural to feel indignant and defiant when our hard-fought constitutional rights are being openly shredded before our eyes. Stirring such emotions motivates us to action, including to this rally today. But these emotions, if left unchecked, can seriously impair our ability to effectively persuade others. Let's be honest with ourselves. You're not going to persuade your great aunt from Connecticut to support the Second Amendment by telling her to come and take it. While your willingness to die for your rights is admirable, it doesn't necessarily constitute effective persuasion. When engaging someone in an argument, we must resist the temptation to try to win by force or domination. Some debaters may be able to articulate brilliant, powerful arguments and seemingly demolish and embarrass the other person. But someone that is made to feel stupid is rarely, if ever, inclined to change their mind. If our goal is to persuade regarding a heated topic, a really good place to start is by truly listening to understand the other person's viewpoint and why they hold it. This must be done respectfully and with an open mind. Indeed, we may be able to learn something valuable from them, even if we ultimately still come to our own same conclusions. Once we understand their viewpoint well enough that we can restate it accurately so that they would agree with our restatement, we then need to validate their position. This may seem counterintuitive, but if we are going to try to persuade, it is absolutely necessary. Look for common ground that we may be able to agree on and acknowledge that. For instance, everyone, and I mean everyone, would like to see an end to the horrific active shooter tragedies. And we can build on those common goals. Validating what they've shared with us doesn't necessarily mean that we agree with them, but we should genuinely express how we can see it from their viewpoint, their perspective, and that we understand why they might hold or advocate for their various positions. Doing so will give them a door to potentially changing their mind in the discussion, because they won't have to feel dumb for holding their previous view. Now, this method, as you could probably imagine, is in stark contrast to 99% or more of the political debate that occurs today. While it may feel good to watch some YouTube video with some ruthless debater destroying somebody from the other side, on a personal level, it doesn't actually change anyone's mind. As we genuinely listen to, validate, and respect our fellow citizens on the other side, some of them will be more inclined to engage in a respectful and genuine dialogue with us, giving us the opportunity to be understood and enhancing our ability to persuade them to support our collective rights. One thing I've learned from my self-defense and tactical training is this: The best outcome for any violent encounter is to stop it from ever occurring in the first place. In this battle for our Constitution, our most important tactic will be studying and diligently applying the principles of the art of persuasion. My hope is that with sincere love, humility, respect, patience, honesty, and pure knowledge, that we can persuade some of our fellow citizens to stand in support of the right of the people to keep and bear arms. May God bless us in these efforts, and may God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremiah.